Welcome back, y'all, and we are in part 2 of accepting that you are a work in progress. So we're gonna just go ahead and get straight into it. If you haven't seen part 1, I went through about 6 or 7 just different tips and things in reference to how to just understand and identify that you are a work in progress, and not to be, so hard on yourself in the person that you are becoming, right? So we're gonna continue that. So the first one that I have in part 2 is going to be confidence is built through progress, not perfection. Confidence is built through progress. So even if you are not confident, right, in the very skill, talent, gift, purpose, job, whatever, right, even if you're not fully confident in that, it's not going to automatically or eventually come in perfection. It's going to come as you continue to do. It is going to come as you continue to work. It is going to come as you continue to progress, right? Because you overthinking and try to ensure that you got, all your T's crossed and all your I's dotted. Yes, we do strive for perfection, but the confidence is not going to come in you trying to be perfect, because 1, nobody's perfect. 2, nobody will ever be perfect, right? So in the process of your mistakes, in the process of your trials and your tribulations, in the process, right, of the nasty, like hard core messy stuff, right, you want to allow that to just build your confidence, right? Share your story, talk about your story. And again, it's not necessarily going to come, overnight, but try to learn to, not overthink and literally just be yourself, be your authentic self. The next one I have is going to be some people quit too early because they expect results instantly. So when you are trying to become a better person, when you're, trying to walk in your purpose, right? Sometimes we typically quit before we actually even start, right? I mean, I know I've done that plenty of times. I've literally tried to quit before I started. Oh, I procrastinated, I hesitated, I did a whole bunch of, like self-negative talk, like, oh, I can't do this, or I'm not good enough for this, right? I don't have X, Y, and Z. When in all reality, 1, we do have every single thing that we need because God provides for us. So in the season or the moment of the thing that we are trying to do, we have all that we have to complete that mission in that season. Now, if you're trying to move ahead, right, and you may be like, oh, well, I want to do, X, Y, and Z. It's like, okay, well, you don't have that just yet. So that doesn't mean not start, right? Like, if you want to produce the content, right? Oh, I got to make sure I got a ring light and a camera. And no, you don't. I'm literally recording from my phone, okay? I'm recording from my phone. I have my laptop here with my notes and press record, and here we are, right? So you want to use the things that you already have, and don't quit or don't not start because you think that you don't have all that you have, because you have all that you need in that time, in that moment. Becoming who you are called to be, right? It's a process. It's not a one-day transformation. So don't expect, like I said once before, to think that everything is going to be all good the next day, right? Because you're going to go through your mistakes. You have to learn from it, and then it's a progress. I actually will challenge and say becoming who you're supposed to be is actually a journey. It's a lifetime journey, because I honestly don't think that we will ever get to that very one point or that very one day, right, where we are exactly all who we want to be. And I say that because God is always calling us to something bigger. God is always, trying to elevate us to something new, right? So I don't think it will just be this one particular day and we are just 100% all, who we're called to be, and the rest of the days after that is nothing. Yeah, and that's just my opinion. But what I'm saying is, I always think that we're always going to be called for more, no matter what type of season we're in. Yes, we can be satisfied, right? 100% in the season that we are in, but still know that there is still more, right, out there. Don't try to, settle and just stop once you have completed that one goal, right? Once you have accomplished that one thing, continue to keep going. The next thing I have give yourself permission to grow without consistently trying to criticize yourself. Stop trying to, downplay yourself. Like I said before, literally give yourself grace. Give yourself grace to make mistakes. Give yourself grace to forgive, right? Give yourself grace to take accountability and responsibility. Give yourself grace to literally go through the process and know, hey, in order for me to be successful, I have to fail, right? But when you fall, literally get back up. And when you make those mistakes, don't try to downplay yourself. Don't negative talk. Don't what am I trying to say? Do not speak negative, right, over yourself. Like, oh, I knew I should have never did this. Oh, okay, next time I gotta make sure I don't do this, and next time I gotta make sure I don't do that. I mean, don't be so hard on yourself, right? Like, yes, you want to see improvement, right, within yourself, but don't beat yourself up. Like, if you make a mistake, okay, like, figure out what you need to do better next time, but don't beat yourself up, because let's just say the next time come and you do that exact same mistake. It's okay, right? Just grow as you continue, right, to learn from your mistakes, and also as you continue to grow closer to God as well. Like I said, we're all gonna make mistakes, but as you continue to grow, ask for forgiveness, and just try your best. If you keep making the same mistake 2, 3, 4 times, okay, like, now maybe we gotta try something different. Maybe we gotta fast. You get what I'm saying? To break those things away. But still give yourself grace, and don't be too hard on yourself, because again, like I say, you also got to understand sometimes, like, the severity, right, of that very thing, right, that you're either trying to break free from, that you're trying to get away of, so you can become, right, the best version of you. If you been so used to doing something for years and years, and like 10 years, 20 years, 30 years, you can't expect, you get what I'm saying, to be a whole complete new person by the next day. You have to now try to retrain your mind, rewire your brain, because your brain is literally so used to, let's just say, like, if you used to like cuss or whatever, I'm just throwing something out, and you cuss on the daily, all day, every day, right? But you've been doing it for 10, 20, 30 years. You can't expect the next day, like, that you're not gonna cuss, or maybe within the next year, right, that you just gonna go cold turkey and not cuss ever again. But let's just say you do cuss within a year. Okay, it's okay. Like, the goal that you're trying to get to, right? And eventually you'll start to notice, improvement. You may go a whole 3 months, right, with cussing. And then maybe you'll notice, like, you'll cuss like every so often, right? Couple of days, right? It's not an everyday, all day thing. Gradually things will start to, you'll start to kind of like notice that you're cutting back on cussing. And like I said, I'm just using it as an example. But just don't be so hard on yourself. Give yourself permission to grow. The next couple things I'm gonna go through really quickly. So I have the version of you that you are becoming requires stretching, discomfort, and change. It requires stretching, discomfort, and change. Stretching yourself to see how far you can go without breaking, and how far can you go before you realize that God is actually all that you need the whole time, right? Discomfort. We do have to go through discomfort, unfortunately. Like, I'm in that season now, right, where it's just like, this is very uncomfortable, right, for me. But learning that through the discomfort, you begin to change, right? You begin to develop a new mindset. You begin to, just develop boundaries. You begin to just develop a new you, right? And in the process of learning that it's okay. You don't need to arrive to start walking in purpose. So that just really goes back to the same thing that I said earlier. You don't have to have everything in order to walk in your purpose. You literally just have to start walking, right? You will not know, find, understand, connect with people if you're literally not walking. You have to get out there. You have to network. You have to socialize. You have to get on social media or get out in your community. You have to do something. You can't just stay boxed in a house and then think something literally is going to fall in your lap. You literally have to continue to do something. My last 2 points that I have for this part 2 It's going to be stop hiding until you feel perfect, because growth happens when you start showing up. And that's literally what I just said. Growth happens when you start moving. Growth happens when you start to execute. Growth happens when you start showing up. The very last thing I have is, even in your unfinished season, you still have purpose, value, and impact. And so what does that mean? Even in your unpurposed season, even if your season is not completed, right? Even if you're in the midst of your waiting season, even if you're in the midst of your trials and tribulations, you still have purpose, you still have value, and you still have impact. Because again, accept the present, accept where you are, whether it's good or whether it's bad. Accept your present and understand that it's you that have the purpose, it's you that have the value, and it's you that have the impact, not your circumstances, right? So do not allow your circumstances to take charge, right, over you. You need to take charge over it, and know that you do have value, know that you are impactful, and know that you have some type of purpose on this earth that is going to, like I say, not only help yourself, but also to help other people as well, motivate them to walk in their purpose and to have value and impact for themselves. So that was part 2 of accepting that you are a work in progress. Again, if y'all have any questions, of course, you can always ask me in the comments, as well as check out all the links down in the below description and in the link in the bio. And if you are ready to start your journey into becoming your best self, to develop and get guidance on your gifts, your talents, your purpose, and literally start walking boldly, right, confidently in your skilled purpose and in your skilled gift, and actually eventually start turning that into some income, right, turn that into a business, right, then you need to go ahead and join the Believe Your Vision community. We are welcoming all men and women, and so we'll definitely love to have you. We do our calls on every Monday at 7:30 p.m. The lives are recorded, so in case you get to, in case you miss one, you'll still have access to that as well. So that's going to be on our school community platform, so you can always go take a look at it, and we hope that you join. If you have any questions, let us know. But until next time, see ya.